our award system in our payrolls undergoing its biggest change since its introduction with regards to how we are using it, and we're consolidating to give us the ability to actually collapse a whole lot of awards back to a single award. So going forwards, the awards are going to control the conditions as they always have, but the rates on the awards will now be controlled within the awards. Okay, so let me run through that. This is going to be something I need to cover 2 or 3 industries in terms of how it works, because across the breadth of it, the different industries determine the way the actual rates are associated with the awards, and I'm going to draw that out with the video we're going to run through. So, first of all, we've done given pretty much the whole system, but certainly the payrolls had a bit of an overhaul in terms of just grouping. There's a bit of a tidy up in terms of where we're storing things. New style guide, basically, a bit of HR details we're introducing, or we've kind of got, but we collapsed it in a bit further. So as we're clicking through the tabs there, you can just see all the information you're familiar with. The thing I want to draw out is that previously we had an award against an employee. Now we have an award and a level. Now this level is age-based. So I'm talking KFC, McDonald's, that type of industry where it's a age-based award. So let's just jump across into the award maintenance screen and have a look how that's sort of come together. Brand new tab on the award talks about rates. Within that we have our levels. Okay, I'm going to come back to this in a lot of detail in just a second. And it's those levels that indicate or dictate what's valid against this employee. So where we just had an award before and that had the pay rate within it, we've now got the ability to stipulate the breakdown point in terms of the age. Now, obviously that won't fit for all industries. Some industries are not age-based in terms of how we determine rates. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So dropping back into our award screen here, what we've got is the ability to control all the rates as a percentage of the top rate. So the maintenance side of things here has had a bit of a tidy up. I can change the top rate, and if these guys have been set up to be a percentage of that, they're all instantly recalculating. We can change the percentage as appropriate. Of course, I could take that out and overtype them as I would. As I said, this is an age-based award. So we've actually labelled up this award and said it's age-based, and in that the succession process is now within the award, not external between awards, because as someone goes up, their age increases, their pay rate's going to go with it. So our succession control is now essentially within the award. The other thing I want to mention relating to the same industry I've been picking on, KFC, etc., is that you might have someone who's a shift supervisor or a shift runner. We can have a status flag come in, and we could therefore reset the award in use for that time frame because of the information we've got from the clocking system at the store. So if they are on different conditions, different hourly rate, different whatever it may be, the system can override their award and bump them up to a different award, same age level, they're still 20 years old, but bump them up to a different award through that process of processing. So that's the first thing there. Let's talk about this level, this notion of level. For this industry, it's about age. But for another industry, it might be about qualification. So let's drop into a database that's actually more inclined to be the construction industry. And let's look at a couple of awards we've set up here. One is a qualified award and one for apprentices. So now our level control is around grades. Now that wouldn't necessarily apply, but we can control all the primary rates. This is an area most of you guys who are using this would be used to. But if we go into the apprentices, it's around first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So the controls of the actual structure are governed by the notion of what actually fits that award. This is all set up in a screen, a new maintenance screen, where you tell us what's the actual description. Is it grade? Is it age? Is it apprenticeship year? Etc. And you define what's valid in terms of its structure, and that's what then comes in and applies to the award. So that information here is feeding into once we select the grade at the top. So back on our employee, depending on the award we've chosen, obviously will dictate the valid grade level or the age level. You can see the label's actually changed based on that award structure. New tab that's on there, again, just in the process of trying to tidy things up, a bit neater, a bit cleaner. All the sort of overrides that are on the employee previously are still here, so we could put a tick in there and detach ourselves from the rate controls, etc. So that probably leads to an obvious scenario, and that is, everywhere previously that you stipulated an award and we kind of controlled two sets of things, there's actually a dual element to that now, not a single element, and that is the award and actually the level that's in play. We think in a practical sense, depending on your industry, You'll never be changing the level code, because if they're 20, they're 20, they're 20, it'll just be a different award that's in place. So you'll still change one thing if you want to override it. Or if you're in a different industry, it might be that you want to pay someone on a grade 7 rate because they're on a construction site where that's the union dictation, even though they're a grade 6. So in that scenario, you might change the level, but probably their qualifications as an award doesn't necessarily shift.